Football podcast presented by Vox DFS Firelines and VoxDFS.com. I am Justin, and you can follow me on Twitter at SkullKing Justin.
And I'm Ryan Skolrud, founder of SkullKing Football, and you can follow me on Twitter at SkullKingFB.
We are two brothers that love fantasy football, and this is our first show, so welcome to the SkullKing Nation. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that like or subscribe button. Please leave us a comment. Subscribe to the channel. We really love the feedback. We really want this to grow out of just a hobby that our wives roll their eyes at into a business. We want to be able to spend more time doing this, and we get that by getting productive feedback, getting those likes and subscribes up as well. And so one of the things we really want to be about is about our listeners. So please, once again, tell us what you like. It may be easier to tell us what you don't like. We all know you go out with your buddies and someone says, hey, how about we go to this place? Everyone shoots it down, but no one comes up with a better idea. So sometimes it's easier just to shoot down an idea, and so we'll welcome that constructive feedback. And so we'll definitely welcome that back. And so let us know what you do like about shows. Let us know what you don't like about shows. We're going to have a little bit of a gamesmanship involved in our show. We're two brothers, highly competitive family. And so we'll have kind of a thrown-out game is keep them and stick them. We'll pick guys who are lower than 50% owned in fantasy leagues, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, defense, and kicker. There'll be two. One person will pick one, and then the other would be stuck with the other one. And so winner will get the prize of winning. The loser, we'll need some feedback on how to detour the loser, maybe a tutu, maybe a pink sash, something like that. And
And don't forget, our wives are also willing to get involved.
Yes,
with this and
yes.
throw pies in our faces in front of everyone.
Sure. Yeah, maybe gong show a little bit, but anything to make it entertaining. I mean, we don't want to be a bunch of stuffed shirts. We want to be the talking heads of something you're just going to get anywhere else. We want to be unique. We want to be that thing that you want to listen to, that thing you want to look forward to downloading on your phone to listen to while you're in traffic. And so we really feel you're going to listen to this show because of our opinions are maybe contrary to what you hear from other podcasts, some fresh takes. I mean, there's so many podcasts out there, so many different opinions, and that's why you as fans listen to those podcasts, because you're getting something different. Any trained monkey can look up what's on ESPN, and if you're doing everything that's on ESPN or NFL, you're doing what everyone else is doing, so everyone's looking for an inside scoop, some sort of different, real opinion that can get you a couple extra points for the week and maybe get you a win and maybe get you that championship. And so we're going to be something different. SkullKing Football's been around since 2015. The website's been up for over a year. That is SkullKingFootball.com. And later on in the show, Ryan's going to tell a little bit more about the tools that we have available on our website. One little piece of advertising, one thing we want to do as well with our site and with our show is we want to partner with you, the fans. Some of you guys out there are just as passionate about this topic as we are, and we want to give you the opportunity to become potentially a guest show on the show, but also look at options for getting your writing published. And so if you're a student in a journalism program or you're a fantasy football freak and you just want to get an avenue for your writing to be published, send us something on Twitter, send us a message, send us a copy of what you would like us to review, and then we'll go from there. And so we really want to use this as an avenue to help boost other people's passion of fantasy football as well. And so, once again, anybody out there who's in sports marketing, any sort of marketing broadcast program at a school, we'd love to hear from you. And so now I'm going to turn it over to Ryan, who's going to tell us a little bit more about what's on the page and how and why he got started with this. So,
All right. Well, let's first. Should we first go with our little
yeah,
advertising?
let's go with our let's hear from our sponsor.
All right. So let's go ahead and pay the bills here with the sponsors.
Yes.
Here we go. So our first sponsors is actually you heard it in our intro is Vox DFS Firelines. Vox DFS is a premier daily fantasy lineup consultant service. Whether you play NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, NASCAR, PGA, any other daily fantasy game, whether you're on DraftKings, FanDuel, playing on the new Yahoo DFS platform, any other DFS platform, Vox DFS Firelines provides quality cash and tournament lineups for all sports on all platforms for one low monthly membership. They have an online chat room so you can discuss lineup choices and options with all their experts. This is the ultimate DFS lineup service, and their membership rates are so much lower than most other lineup consultants you're going to find online. As a special bonus for SkullKing Premium members, Vox DFS owner Brad Holda, who used to be a writer for us last year. Since starting this site, he will be creating one NFL cash lineup per week to post on the website with analysis, kind of help introduce you to their services. So that's going to be 17 lineups over the regular season, and all of that is included in the $10 for the full season premier membership that you're going to pay on SkullKing. You cannot beat a deal like that. A plus on top of that, what they're doing is if you sign up now for the $10 SkullKing Premium membership, they will give you 72 hours for free on their website to talk with their consultants, to get lineups, whatever you need. And it's not just for NFL, that is all across the board. Every sport that they provide for, you get 72 hours of DFS consulting services for free when you sign up for a $10 SkullKing Premier membership. So be sure you can sign up for that, again, at SkullKingFootball.com. Feel free to go to Vox DFS Firelines or VoxDFS.com. That's VOKS, as in the voice of knowledge, VOKSDFS.com, to be sure to check out their services and what they've got for you. So, all right. So now, now let's get
crazy deals.
Crazy deal. Let's get into to the website. So the SkullKing Football is kind of my brainchild that started in 2005. Kind of funny story. It actually came to me while walking through the tulips. There's a big tulip festival that we have up here in the Seattle area, actually a little north of Seattle every year. And I was hanging out with my wife and two daughters, and getting to thinking about the NFL draft that was coming up, and I was like, you know what? I can never stop thinking about fantasy football. I should do a fantasy football website. I mean, it sounds that sounds like something that I would absolutely enjoy doing. So, the original intent of SkullKing Football was to be kind of like a Fantasy Pros type of website where I'm going and bringing in all the articles from everywhere that I could find, from ESPN, Yahoo, all that, and you're posting links to articles everywhere, just kind of as an encyclopedia, and realized that just for me, that was going to be way too much work. So I had to kind of scale down a little bit. So what we decided to do was we tried to get as many writers as possible to cover teams, all 32 NFL teams, to try and get a writer for each team to write about the fantasy relevant players. Again, ended up being more than we could bite off at that time. So through last season, we kind of limped our way through last season as a website, and this year we kind of rebooted, restarted. So this year, what we've done is we have currently I believe 5 writers, technically 6 if you include me. And what we're doing is we're covering each position. And so we've got one guy on quarterbacks, one guy on tight ends, one running back. We've got a defensive writer, our wide receiver writer. Him and I are actually kind of splitting up the wide receivers a little bit. He's doing a lot of the work on the wide receivers, since I'm doing, working on the podcast and doing a lot of the webmaster stuff. But Ian also writes on IDPs. He plays in a lot of ultra competitive independent defensive player leagues. So he's also thrown up some articles, and I'm actually finishing up one of his articles right now in terms of getting it posted. So that should be up the next day or two. But yeah, so we're covering positions, and so kind of that's where we're going with it for right now. And that's kind of the who we are, is just guys who love fantasy football, come from all walks of life and actually from all over the country. Justin and I are from up here in the Seattle area, so we're big Seahawks fans, but we have writers from all over. I want to say Arizona, Florida, New England, and then another one from Michigan. So like I said, we're pulling from all over. We'd love to get more people involved in our team and get more fantasy content published. So yeah, so that's where we're at right now. We also we have this year we decided to do a premier membership service. So we are providing rankings and projections. Our rankings this year, last year we tried doing our own rankings, and while they weren't horrible. We all had a very wide range of what we thought of players and how we put them together. So we decided this year to kind of solidify that a little bit, is we actually licensed rankings from another website. And so what we did is this website pulls together a lot of the rankings from other websites, sort of like a Fantasy Pros type of thing with their ADPs and their consensus rankings. Except what this separate website actually does is it goes beyond that. And so not only does it pull together consensus rankings, it then goes through, and the guy that does this is a major programming guy. He actually weights the consensus rankings based on those gurus' accuracy over the last couple of years. So if a guy is, say, one of the guys he pulls rankings from, if he's really good at, if his wide receivers he nails wide receivers when it comes to their rankings, absolutely has them down, no problem. But say his running backs, his running back rankings don't always add up at the end of the year. His influence will be more on the wide receivers part of the rankings than it will be on the running backs. And so it weights how they're ranked, how guys rank them, not only from each website, but also down to positionally where those rankings are. And so we've licensed those to kind of to be able to have our writers spend more time writing about the positions, and that way we can provide as solid of a tool as we can in terms of rankings, especially for coming into the year, for drafting, having the most solid rankings that we can for drafts, so that everyone who gets on our site will have the best possible tool that they can use for when they're going into their draft. Once we get into the season, if you become one of our premium members, not only do we have the rankings that are kind of the beginning of the season, full-on rankings, we actually will break them down by positions for every week. So every week you'll be able to find, the top 10 rated quarterbacks for that week. Running backs, wide receivers, each done week by week by week. And again, this will be pulling rankings from all these other websites and then weighting them according to accuracy, on so that again, we're getting as accurate a tool as possible. Then from there, we also have the projections broken down by position, so that we can again, so we've got those are part of our premium area. You can actually join right now if you sign up for a premium membership. You actually get your first 30 days for free, just so that you can test it out and see what you want, see if it's something that you want. That will include, at this point right now, that'll include probably the first week or two of the season. So you're able to see our rankings, our projections, how they're playing out. That includes, like we were talking about in our little ad there from Brad from Vox DFS, that will include 2 DFS lineups, a lineup or two, if you sign up now. So you'll even get that on top of that. So you'll be given a chance to really test and see that, for $10, this is a phenomenal deal of what we can provide. We have a draft kit area it's going to have all of our full-on rankings, not only for standard but also for PPR. We're going to have auction values. We have auction values for standard and PPR broken up. We have individual defensive player rankings. You get farther into the draft kit area. I've got mock drafts posted. 3rd, 6th, 9th, and 12th positions in both standard and PPR, just to kind of so you can see my mode of thinking for drafting. We've got the NFL injury report. We've got the as closely updated as we can team depth charts, including all the rookies and all the free agent signings that have happened. Just so again, so people can have as much info as possible. And then once we get into the season, we'll also be having game day weather reports from a few days out. So again, so you can see, so if you want to get that specific with kickers, you can, or if certain
stream them.
Or playing leagues that don't have kickers. That too.
Yay! It's like real football.
There we go. So we'll have the weather reports on there too. So if teams don't play well in the don't pass well in the rain, move towards running backs, or to maybe start someone else.
Or Arctic wind hits Minnesota and no one can throw the ball.
Well, yeah, there's that too. So yeah, we'll also have, as part of our premium members area, we'll have all the DraftKings values, the FanDuel values, the Yahoo DFS values. So you'll be able to kind of look into, so you don't necessarily have to get onto those websites. And if you want to look at one of the other websites, you can check all those values out as well. So we'll even have we should have some value plays in there as well, just guys that may give you a little more bang for your buck. So those are our draft tools. We got a couple of draft tools. We've got our free draft tool that we've got is a cheat sheet that I have created. It'll work for so many different types of leagues. So if you're doesn't matter the league size, there's positions in there. So if you're in a 2-quarterback league, multiple flexes, IDPs, doesn't matter. You've got, so on the top half of it, you've got, so you can fill out your lineup as you're drafting. On the bottom, it gives you, anywhere from 4 to 12 spots for you to write in the players that you're aiming for, and it gives you a spot to figure out which round you think you're going to get them. So you can fill it out from the ADP on Fantasy Pros or from Fantasy Football Calculator, so you can get an idea of where you're going to draft guys, so you can kind of plan out your draft beforehand.
Yeah, don't be that guy that comes in with 60 pages and can't find the player he wants.
Or 2 or 3,
be prepped and ready.
You also don't want to have 2 or 3 of the magazines coming in and
oh gosh,
all your highlighters and everything. Wait, was this guy drafted? I can't remember. Do I really want this guy? So
pay attention, people. Mock drafts, so you're ready. Practice it on mock drafts.
So it's a free PDF download that you can have to print off as many times as you want. You will then have that cheat sheet to fill out however you want for whatever type of league you have. Another draft tool that we got is an ebook that I wrote called Fantasy Football Drafting for Today's NFL, and it takes, in part, it kind of goes through a bit of Sean Siegley's zero running back draft strategy. While it's not, oh hey, let's turn that off.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's the video. Clicking on the website, and I keep forgetting I've got the automatic video that shows up. So the draft tool that we've got there, the ebook, like I said, it goes through kind of the zero running back draft strategy, kind of my reasoning, along with a lot of stats that I provided from 2005, comparing it to 2015, and even you go 2014, 2013 on where players are finishing up at the end of the season, where they're being drafted. where the value plays, especially at running back, so that you're not, because the volatility in running back, especially for 2015, well, people think that, that was just an outlier year when it comes to how bad, how many injuries happened to all the big name running backs. If you actually look at 2014 and 2013, and the number of running backs who are finishing in the top 25, especially non-quarterback, if you take out the quarterbacks, it is less and less and less running backs every year. You move into PPR, it's even worse for the running backs. So you can find the value. So it talks about how you can find the value later, and the value plays that have been found over the last few years, and the guys that have basically won championships for guys that you've been able to find off the waiver wire or been able to draft late in your draft, and been able to hold on to win your league. So it's a lot of again, wide receiver heavy drafting, especially for PPR. So again, it mainly looks at PPR leagues and PPR leagues with return yards, since that's where a lot of leagues are going in terms of scoring. So we've got those. One more thing that we're doing on the website this year is we're actually doing individual consulting. There are some consulting websites out there. So not only are we writing the articles and creating the content here with the podcast, we actually have 3 of us that are doing full-on consulting for individuals. We are not, at this time, we are not doing year-long consulting. It's just kind of a 15 minutes at a time. Ask as many questions as you can. Your free consultation, no matter when you come to us during the year, will always be free. So anytime you come to us, you've never had a consultation with us, you'll get a free consultation for 15 minutes for free. Ask as many questions as you can get in. We'll give you as much information as you can take. So we've got that. So we're doing individual consulting throughout the year. So that and we've got a tab for that with the email addresses that you can get a hold of us to sign up for those. To do those, we can do this through email. We can do it through online meetings, through Skype, FaceTime, whatever's going to work easiest for the consultant and the client. So we want to be able to help you guys rule your leagues this year, and just be absolutely dominant in your leagues. And so we're doing everything we can to provide you the content, the rankings, the projections, all the tools that you will need to make sure that you finish on top. So, and that's about it that I have for the website.
Okay, one thing we do want to remind you of, we do have not only do we encourage you guys to sign up for the Vox DFS website, one thing we do have to get our show up and running, we do have a promotion going on. We're giving away 5 prizes. The first 4 are premium memberships for free. So what is normally $10, it would now be free, not just for the trial, but for the life of the season. It would be all season. And then the number 1 prize is a full year of consultations for free. This is how you enter. When this gets posted onto Facebook, if you submit a comment on there or you share it, that gets you 1 entry. If you mention us or share one of our posts on Twitter, that gets you an entry. A YouTube comment, like, subscribe, gets you an entry, as well as a comment on the iTunes podcast page. When that becomes available, will also get you an entry. You can enter up to 4 times. You can win up to once. And so 4 times for your entry. And
that's 1 entry on each one.
Yes, so that's 1 entry per. And I was just thinking about this. I didn't think about this before the show, but if you win one of those prizes, you can get correct me if I'm wrong, with the premium membership, you get a discount on the Vox membership, correct?
Well, no. What it would be is if they win the premier membership from us, that would give them 70. It would give them basically 72 hours for free.
So you can, if you win, you get for free 72 hours of daily fantasy football consultation.
Well, and again, it's not just football; it's any sport they provide for.
Or anything else, and that's for free. So what was an amazing deal at $10, you can win, and now it'd be free. So my brain is spinning already at the possibilities, but I can't win because I'm a host. I might as well just spend the $10 and get that consultation. And so that sounds like a wrap-up for our show. We want to thank you guys for listening. Once again, the show was presented by Vox DFS Firelines and VoxDFS.com. Once again, my Twitter handle is SkullKingJustin. And mine is, and I run the main SkullKing Football Twitter handle. It's SkullKingFB. And we want to thank you for joining the show, and enjoy your week, and we'll see you next time.
All right, sounds good. See you later, guys.